안녕하세요. I don't know much about Korean, but this is the few words I know. So thank you for MDSTech for having me here today. My name is HC. I'm from Coretronics Realty. And Coretronics Realty, probably you don't know about our company, so I will give you a short introduction. Our mother company is belong to Coretronics Group. And what's Coretronics Group and main business is doing projector and backlight. For example, his main customer is LG and Samsung display. And we are one of Coretronics Realty is one of a subsidiary. We mainly focusing on connectivity module, for example, Wi-Fi module and the computing module. And we, for example, we provide the system on module devices. So our goal is to help our client to speed up their product. For example, if you want to make a product, sometimes you don't have to reinvent for example, if you want to build a car, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So our goal is to provide you the tool to speed up. So we provide the core part, for example, connectivity module and computing module. So you only have to focus on your software, your interface, user interface, your applications, and probably industrial design. So with our product, with our hardware, it's possible you quickly wrap it up and then ship it within half year. So that's the work we are working on. So Qualcomm, as a previous speech delivered by Qualcomm, they introduced a QCS6490, which is the middle class of SoC. And this year, we focusing on this SoC and make it as a SOM module. And we also provide the development kits, including Qualcomm's RB3 Gen 2 core key and vision key. To be one of the worth to mention is we are one of the manufacturer of Qualcomm's RB3 Gen 2 kits. And so with those, in early stage, developer will use those development kits to develop their own application. They verify your app on top of it, and using our hardware and BSP. And go further, people might use our SOM module to design your own main board. Then this process might take 6 to 1 year. And we found it's a long journey. You have to go through EVT, DVT, PVT, all the stages. So recently we come out with a series of a turnkey solution. This kind of a board, PCBA board. And we have different form factors and different peripherals, and to help you to speed up with your product development. So you select the right peripheral nearest to your product, then go for it. Put your application on top of it, wrap up with your industrial design, and ship it out within 4 months. So that's our goal. And back to last year, we work with, actually we are Qualcomm's alpha site. We closely work with Qualcomm. During last Embedded World Expo, we demonstrated 4 OS, including Windows 11 IoT, Android, Ubuntu, and Linux on the same platform, which is RB3 Gen 2 platform, which is the world first platform, can run 4 OS. The benefit of it is you only have to secure single PCBA board for your inventory. So it's difficult if you are inventory manager. It's difficult to have manage for Windows, Intel for 1 SPC board, for ARM for 1 SPC board. So you have to manage all those boards. But this platform solved the solution. And this year, during Embedded World, we also present running different AI model on top of it. We run the generative AI, we run small language model on top of it, and we prove it can achieve around 12 tokens per second through a voice interface interaction. And the other demonstration, we also demonstrate YOLO V11, which today I also have a real lifetime demo I will present you later on. And it's running on NPU. And last demonstration we did is, that's me, as a facial recognition. We combine two models. First is a face tracking, and second model is facial recognition. And we prove it's fully working on 6490 platform. We don't go through the detail, but for your reference, if you don't know QCS6490, that middle class Qualcomm chipset, I give you some basic idea, which is that 8 cores of CPU, equipment is 8 core CPU, including one 2.7 giga core, 3 2.4 gigahertz core, and 4 1.9 gigahertz core. And it also has extra NPU capable of 12.5 TOPS. It's quite powerful, good for narrow AI applications, and even small language model running on top of it. And our standard SOM module equipment is 8 gigabyte LPDDR4 and 128 gigabyte storage. I think that's sufficient enough for edge application. And one thing to mention is supporting 4OS. And if you don't need so much power, computational power, if you don't need the AI running on top of it, you just need the pure Windows platform, you could use the 5430, which is a downgrade version of 6490. And what application you can use? For example, rugged handheld, or tablet, or industrial scanner, or as mentioned before, retail market, you could be using POS, kiosk application, or for industrial user, you can wrap it up as an IPC, or make it as an AI box for industrial application. I have some clients that use it for analysis video streaming, and they use the video streaming 4 streams and let the AI box to analyze the content and feedback in real time. One thing to know about the Qualcomm's SoC is equipment with an encoder. So if you want to stream out the video, you could use this hardware encoder. That's the difference between NVIDIA's or Nano. It need to use the CPU to process it, but with Qualcomm's SoC, it's possible using hardware encoder. And we also have some clients use it for fleet management or other. For example, recently I have a customer use it to make the drone controller. We also have a customer use it for security camera. So basically, QCS6490 is a perfect platform for you to make your project and product. As I mentioned before, now we have an inventory problem. For Windows, in the past, we normally use Intel platform. And for ARM platform, we're running, most of the time, we're running Android. And in the past, it's difficult to run Windows. For example, NXP is quite slow. We need a platform more powerful. And now Qualcomm comes with solutions. So our goal is to have only one board to supporting 4OS, including Windows 11, IoT, Android, Ubuntu, and Linux. So you only have to have your stock inventory, have only one board, a specific board. So that's good for your inventory control, and also reduce your R&D resource. And finally, time to market. That's our goal. And there's the several turnkey board we launched this year. We have this is the biggest size. The size is 165 times 115, and it's a feature with a lot of USB port. So we have clients who use it for digital signage. 46 times 110 of turnkey board. We have a client that use it for digital signage application. It features with a 3 RJ45 board and HDMI4. We'll go through the spec right now. And last one is the PICO ITX size, very compact. We just launched recently, and it's ideal for industrial application and many other applications. We'll go through the more further detail later on. And the main points of those turnkey solution is supporting different OS, including Windows, IoT, Android, Ubuntu, and Linux. And we also support different BIOS. Recently, we have partnership with 3 BIOS vendors, including Phoenix, AMI, and Insight. And if you need any special modification for BIOS, we could introduce the right contact window to you. And we also collaborate with several manufacturing vendors to support Super I/O, to support Display Link, and TPM. So, for example, we collaborate with ITE, Infineon, and FinTech. So that's the detailed specification of those 3 boards, and we are going to make more to support our clients. I won't go through the detail, but let's go through this, the latest PICO ITX board. Let's go for the first one. So basically, we have high-end and low-end one. And as mentioned, high-end one is using QCS6490, and low-end one we pair with 5430, which is a downgrade version. And for the memory, for the high-end version, we pair with 8 GB LPDDR4 and 128 GB UFS storage. And for the low-end one, we pair with the 4 GB LPDDR4 and 4 GB UFS. So we'll have the price difference. So for your product definition, you could have a high-end product and low-end product based on your user scenario. By the way, this board also supports extra external M.2 key. So by default, we have E key. So you can connect the Wi-Fi or BT module on top of it. You can also connect with the NVMe storage module on top of it. That's also possible. By the way, some modules, we also have a version equipped with Wi-Fi, BT, and GPS features. So we will have an extra option for this board. For the display, the primary display we have is HDMI. In alternative, we also reserve EDP port. So if you are post or kiosk vendor, you have your own panel, you could connect the EDP signal to that port for display. And probably in your use case, we'll need a secondary display. So on this board, we reserve a USB Type-C. Then you will be able to connect a DP display via this port. And the maximum resolution it could support, I remember, is 4K. And we also reserve a 2 Ethernet port for your connectivity. And we also reserve a 2 camera port. But I know most of the industrial use cases use a UVC cam, so you can simply connect the USB camera to this board. But for the robotic application, you might need a faster response the camera, so we reserve 2 MIPI CSI ports over here. The PVO that we use is IMAX 577 and OV9282. And we also reserve a couple of GPIO for general purpose usage. We also reserve the speaker amplifier for the audio. RTC fan, I think there are no more use. So what you might think what application it could do, this is an example application that we simply use display panel for display, and by the off-the-shelf barcode scanner, by the off-the-shelf thermal printer and cache drawer. I put it together within 4 hours. Then I download the application online, Windows application. Then I found it's compatible. It won't appear any issue, any problem in executing it. Then we simply got this result. Then I check out. Just a simulation of a kiosk and POS machine. So through this example, we prove it's easy to use this board to quickly assemble a POS machine for your application, for your product. And there are several advantages. This board supporting multiple OS and is super energy efficient. And the third is Qualcomm is proud that is AI. It has NPU built-in. So 6490 is equipped with more than 12.5 TOPS. You can execute some AI functions. Then to make your product has an edge to other products. And the most important for POS application is to require dual display. And this is another example. One of our clients, now recently there are several clients use the same board to make a drone remote controller. You know, as a remote controller, they need a visual vivid display. So people might choose Windows or Android as the OS. But in this case, they also need power efficient device. So Qualcomm's solution is the best one so far. So now currently we have a customer use the same board and just put into their remote controller and to build our to build the product. And by the way, as I mentioned, CRI is also provide wireless communication module. So we also have this long-range Wi-Fi module can achieve up to 15 kilometers, still abide by FCC and CE regulation. According to our tests recently, it can achieve up to 15 kilometers of throughput. So our clients use our long-range module and this SOM module or this turnkey to build both drone and remote controller. And at an early stage, they start from the vision kit, and for the air unit, for the ground, they use RB3 Gen 2 core kit, but eventually they switch to this 2.5-inch board. Of course, there are other more applications. For example, can be used, for example, a tablet, HMI device, or rocket tablet. Recently, we have several clients are using 6490 to build their application, especially using Windows because it's a very unique product. And I have several clients are using 6490 to build a POS and kiosk machine. And yep. And for the handheld, it might require low-cost solution. So we have other chipsets using it. But if you are interested in it, 5430 might be a good option for this use case. And I also have some clients that use 6490 to build their AI box and feature with a different OS. Video conferences is an interesting territory. For example, Microsoft supports MDAP, but which uses Android. But I also have some clients are interested in using Windows on top of it to build their video collaborating system. And recently, I also have some clients use 6490 to build the body-worn camera, that's especially for security application for government, fire workers, or policemen. And in the past, it didn't feature with the AI, but now it's all possible. So all in all, that's my presentation today. Today, I would like to bring this 6490 based turnkey solution to you. And now I'm giving you a live demo. So this is the PD power. Then I connect it to this 6490 turnkey board. And I just plug in this HDMI and power it on. So as you see, that's the Windows screen is booting up. So you can imagine you can use this device to make a video collaboration product. And to check what SOC is used, okay, I know a little bit of Korean systems. So as you see, this is Qualcomm 6490 chipset. And the OS is running as Windows 11 IoT Enterprise LTSC. The version is 24H2. And now we are moving to the latest version, 25H2. And today I also would like to bring you some live demo, which I would like to demonstration running YOLO V11, running on 6490's MPU. So this is a video streaming inside of it and handling on the MPU of 6490 in real time. It can achieve about 11 milliseconds for each inference. Yeah, and including the pre-processing and post-processing, it might take around 28 milliseconds in average. So it's about to achieve the real-time processing. Yeah. Yeah, but of course, for the small language model or large language model or narrow AI, we have Nota AI. It's also our expert. Yeah, you can reach out. Yeah, so we just demonstrate it's possible to running AI inference on 6490 and to speed up with your project. Yeah, thank you for your day. Thank you for the listening today. Yeah. 감사합니다.